Hello and welcome once again to the Thrifty Collector. Today, I've got two recent Wrestling All-Star cards that were sent to, I forget who, and there was that signing in Nashville, Tennessee, which I happened to be at. I wasn't there. The wrestlers, most of the wrestlers besides Flair came on Sunday, so I was only there on Saturday, so I didn't really get to see many of the wrestlers. But the first one I have here is Sweet Brown Sugar. Now, it's hard to tell here, but Sweet Brown Sugar is actually Koko Ware. So sometimes I've heard he signs these Sweet Brown Sugar. Sometimes it's Koko Ware. I wish I had actually had him sign Koko Ware so that people knew who he was. It is funny to me how wrestlers live their gimmick name more than anything else. It's not like if you went up to let's say Chris Pratt and had asked him for an autograph and it was on a Jurassic Park picture or Guardians of the Galaxy picture and said, "Hey, can I get your autograph?" And he says, "Sure." And he sees it's Jurassic Park and he goes ahead and signs his name that he played, of the character he played. Whereas wrestlers, it's more common knowledge for them to sign the characters of their name. Then their name. Like Danny Spivey, I had a Waylon Mercy card and was always kind of a fan of Spivey, even though by the time he got back to the WWF and he was Waylon Mercy, he was well beyond his years. His knees were shot. He could barely move. But before that, he was a great entertaining wrestler, both as a singles performer and also part of the Twin Towers, or the Skyscrapers in WCW with Mark Calloway, who ended up being The Undertaker, and also Sid Vicious. Just for example, if there is an Undertaker sign, he signs everything Undertaker or I think Taker. You can't get Mark Calloway out of him. But enough of that rant. So this is the Sweet Brown Sugar, also known as Koko Ware. This, as you can tell, now it's showing he's from Union City, Tennessee. And I think a lot of these guys still live in Tennessee because that whole area was just a breeding ground of great wrestling. But this is the Series B of the 1982 set. So probably real easy. And they had like Dr. Death, or not Dr. Death. They had Dr. David Schultz there. There was Hillbilly Jim. And I hear all these guys kind of live there. I did have a promoter on that Ric Flair belt that I got signed, and he says, "Oh, you want? I can get you EC3," and I'm thinking, yeah, you probably want the same amount, and really, I'm not going to put EC3 on the same belt as Ric Flair, unless I have another belt with Ric Flair, and I'm just trying to get as many NWA guys to have signed the belt for me. But yeah, so that's Sweet Brown Sugar. The next one is from the Series A. This is the 1983, and this is the Immortal Jimmy Hart. I don't know if a lot of you know, but Jimmy Hart actually was in a rock group called the Gentrys. I think their big hit was called, I'm going to say I Keep on Dancing. I'm probably wrong on that, but that was actually in the early 60s that Jimmy Hart was actually part of a rock and roll band. That's why he did a lot of the songs for the wrestlers, a lot of their theme songs, entrance music. So not only was he getting paid as a manager, he was also getting paid to do the songs for the different wrestlers. You can actually look it up online and see all the different ones that he did. I believe he even played instruments. I want to say keyboards and probably guitar. If somebody plays keyboards, they probably can handle a little bit of guitar and a little bit of bass. So, but yeah, Jimmy Hart was very behind the scenes. He did a lot more with the WWF than just talk constantly into a megaphone. So yeah, so kind of check out that history of Jimmy Hart with the Gentrys, and kind of check it out. You can kind of see there. It's amazing that that's from about 60 years ago. So that kind of tells you how long it's been. I want to say it was the early 60s, maybe the mid 60s, but it's been a while. So Jimmy Hart's been around for a long time. Well, I've actually got two more Wrestling All-Star cards that are supposed to be getting delivered today that I also got signed. It took me a lot longer to get these back, so Brad knows who I'm talking about. But other than that, I'm looking forward to those, and as soon as I get those, I'll go ahead and do a quick video. If you ever got any questions about the Wrestling All-Stars, if you need some contacts, maybe you got some cards you want to get signed, doesn't even have to be the Wrestling All-Stars. I can go ahead and, just kind of send me a DM or just put it in the notes and say, what's the best place to get hooked up with some wrestling autographs? Now, of course, I had to pay for these, and some you don't have to pay for if you send them directly to their house, and some are just like small donations, like $10, $5. If you saw the video I had of Ted DiBiase with the Gold Bond card, which I love, I think he's $5. So that's kind of cool of Ted to go ahead and sign cards for $5. So just let me know in the comments if you do need a little guidance down that river of getting your card signs. And that's with baseball, football, basketball, anything. So everybody have a great day. And don't spend too much on them boxes. Stay thrifty. Have a great day.